how to set up for a barbell row. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we're going to start with a weight that is potentially way lighter than what you actually need. But we want to focus on our form and technique first. We're going to train the brain and how we want to perform that exercise before we start loading weight onto the bar. We do not want to be thinking about form and technique on a heavy weight, so we do that first while it's light. We want to start with the bar relatively low, around mid-shin, because we're going to be rowing from the top of our knees up and back down. I would also recommend your footwear be flat-soled, so not shoes like this where they're nice and spongy. The stability, because the heels are elevated, they're actually going to tip me forward, which is going to put me in a more compromised position. So flat-soled shoes or bare feet, if you're allowed. We want our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to hinge at the hips and bend at the knees, keeping our chest elevated as we come down. Arms just outside of knees, bracing our core, looking 2 to 3 meters ahead of us. From here, I'm going to row up, keeping that posture exactly the same, and my core nice and braced. My breathing is I'm going to hold up here, exhaling down here, and breathing in at the bottom. Our elbows are coming back on a 45, not flaring out to the side. This again on the bar. Feet shoulder width apart, hands just outside the knees, hinging at the hips, bending at the knees, elevated in the chest up, looking 2 to 3 meters ahead of me. Elbows coming back on a 45, pulling towards my belly button, bracing my core, controlling back down to the lower kneecap. Breathe in, brace, pull, breathe out. Breathe in, brace, pull, breathe out. Your weight shouldn't be forward or too far back. We should be nice and balanced across the balls and the heels of our feet. If you're tipping forward or back, that generally means your center of gravity is a little bit off and you might need to adjust your position slightly. Right, let's go over some examples of what not to do. You might be walking into the bar with the bar too far away and pulling in and jarring your back. You might also have a slightly rounded back. For example, like this, reaching for the bar, keeping my legs relatively straight and a curved spine. From here, pulling up to the top of our chest. This is what not to do, okay? I'm also flaring my elbows, which is going to put a lot more strain through your lower lumbar and potentially lead to lower back pain. Another issue we see a lot of the times, people put way too much weight on the bar because, hey, we all want to lift heavy, right? Then it compromises their form and technique and they end up doing a lot of this. Again, when you start overloading the bar and overloading your body, your risk for injury is really high and you're not actually going to get the benefits that you're looking to achieve from this exercise. So it can be quite counterproductive, especially if you get injured and you're out for 4 to 8 weeks for rehab.